Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm so happy to have you for class today. We are going to do a flexibility flow, which is a class that you have all requested many times, so I'm excited that we're finally doing it. And for class, I'm going to use a couple of props. I have two blocks here, but you can grab a bolster or a big pillow from your bed, something that you can lean on, something that you can put your hands on to give you a little bit more height and support you as we stretch. This class will be a little bit of a slower flow, but it will still be creative like my usual vinyasa classes. And just a disclaimer, I'm hoping for this class to be at least 45 minutes, but there is construction going on right outside of my studio. So if it gets too loud, I might have to cut class short. They've been going hard with redoing the sidewalks, so crossing my fingers that it's early enough that they aren't gonna start before we finish the class, but just a disclaimer. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start with the blocks. We'll find a supported back bend, so this is a great place to grab your bolster or your pillow if you don't have your blocks. Place one block at the medium setting or medium height at the back of the mat, lengthwise with the edge of the mat, and then the second block on a lower setting. You could also pop it up if you have a pretty deep back bend already, but I'm starting pretty gentle today since it is the morning. So come to sit right in front of the second block, lower down onto your forearms to set yourself up. And then I like to shimmy the block underneath my shoulder blades once I'm down. Feet stay bent just to start. And then lowering down, make sure it feels good. And then you can lay your head back on the other block. So letting the shoulders be soft here. When you find a place that works for you in your body, close your eyes, let your arms fan out by the sides, palms face up or down, depending on what you need in this moment. And then you can walk the feet as wide as the mat, letting the knees fall in towards the midline, resting on each other, giving your low back a little bit more support. Softening through the face. And starting to just notice how your body feels in this moment. We are in a gentle back bend, so you should feel the front of the body start to open. So your chest, the fronts of the shoulders, the belly. And as you breathe, start to deepen your breath, making each breath intentional. But knowing that you don't need to have the fullest, deepest expression of breath in this moment. We can work towards that. But right here, simply observing the body, how it is. What is lingering in the mind? How does the physical body actually feel? Knowing that whatever is coming up right now in this moment is temporary. It's here for the time being. But as we move, as we breathe deeper, those sensations, those feelings will shift. So allowing yourself to simply be here, be present, be open to experience those shifts as they come. And knowing now that it won't be perfect, it probably won't be what you expect. So can you drop those expectations of how you think your body is going to move, how you think you should feel. And anytime your mind does get distracted with those stories, just come back to your breath. It's always there for you in each moment to find a little reset, to drop you back into your body, back into the physical, into the present. Let's take one more breath here. Deepest breath in. Deepest breath out, let it go. Beautiful. And then turn the palms to face up if they aren't already. Feet can stay as is. Start to sweep your arms overhead like you're making a snow angel, just with the arms going all the way up, finding that full range of motion in your shoulders. And then taking the arms all the way down by the sides. A couple more times like that, starting to open up through the chest, the front of the shoulders. Head is still resting on your block. Notice that the arms overhead deepens the back bend. One more, we'll hold the arms overhead. Holding the arms overhead, maybe you squeeze your biceps into your block and then interlace your fingers and then press your palms away. So squeezing the block, pushing the palms away, stretching the forearms, stretching the wrists, the palms. Maybe you feel it down into the armpits. Again, deepening the stretch in the back as well. You can let the heart puff up here, the belly puff up. Beautiful. And then gently release. You can use your hands to move that block. Then come onto your forearms, releasing this block. And then we're going to keep it. You can move one to the side, laying all the way back down on the back. Draw the hips up to the sky as you place the block on the lowest setting underneath the sacrum now. From here, let's windshield wiper the legs a couple times, massaging sacrum, tailbone on the block. And then come through center, stretch the left leg long to the left top corner of the mat. And then pull your right knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers along your right shin. And then draw your right knee in towards your armpit. So shoulders are soft, resting on the mat. Right foot can be flexed or pointed. And drawing the right knee into the chest. Flex the left toes and dig the heel into the mat to deepen the stretch in the front of the left leg. And then from here, we're just going to take it side to side. So knee over to the left, just like that windshield wiper, and then back to the right. Starting to work into the right hip joint. And then the next time your knee is at the left, keep it there. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and then take your right arm out. Find a gentle twist here. So if you go too deep, you might pop off of your block. So just going as far as you can while staying on the block. And then move back through center. We're going to switch the hands. Right hand will come to the outside of the right foot. Left hand goes down to the top of the left thigh, half happy baby. Take your right knee towards the outside of your right shoulder. A couple times, rock side to side here. Continuing to stretch. Front of left leg, inside of right leg. And then draw back through center. We're going to straighten the right leg all the way up. Maybe you walk the hands down towards the calf a little bit more if you're feeling tight. Gently pulling the knee into the chest. Really dig the left foot into the mat. Flex the right foot, send the heel to the sky. From here, point and flex the right foot a couple of times. So noticing how that changes the stretch in your right leg. Beautiful. And then we'll gently release, right knee back into the chest. Switch it out. Left knee will pull in as your right leg extends long. Dig the right heel into the mat. And just gently pull the knee towards the left armpit. Dig your right heel down. Right leg is strong and active. And use the hands to guide the left knee into the chest. Notice if your right shoulder is popping up. Mine just was. Can you draw it back down? Maybe eyes are closed here if that feels good and helps you to go inward a little bit more. They can also be open. Let your gaze be soft. Beautiful. Let's move across the body and then back over to the left. Starting to bring some movement into the left hip joint. And then the next time your knee is at the right, keep it there. Reach the left arm out. And then use your right hand to gently guide your left knee over to the right. And again, this is a gentle twist. We're not going super deep. Left hip can pop up a little bit, but only going so much that you don't pop off of your block. And then we'll draw back through center. Switch the grip, left hand on the left outside edge of the foot. Elbow can come to the inside of the knee, and then right hand to the top of the right thigh, half happy baby. Pulling the left knee down towards the outside of the left shoulder. Couple cycles of breath here. Really dig your right heel down and feel that lengthen at your psoas, your hip flexor, top of the quad on the right leg. And then on your next in-breath, straighten the left leg all the way up. Maybe you walk the hands down a bit, soft bend in the left knee, and then let the shoulders relax down into the mat. Drawing left leg towards the body. Long, slow, deep breaths. Cultivating your ujjayi if you haven't already. Beautiful. And then draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then straighten the legs all the way up to the sky. Take the hands down by the sides a couple times. Point and flex both feet. Make some circles. Maybe shake the legs out a little bit. And then from here, keep the toes pointed. Take the legs wide to a straddle. Pull them back together. A couple more times like that, starting to open and close. Last one. And then drop the feet onto the mat. Lift the hips up to remove your block. And then keep the hips lifted. Find your bridge. Walk the shoulders underneath you, press into the feet, and then interlace your fingers underneath you. Rolling onto the shoulders, opening the whole front side of the body. From here, walk your feet in if you can, and then lift off of the heels, lifting the hips even higher. And then gently lowering the heels, releasing the fingers, hips go down, one vertebra at a time. From here, windshield wiper the legs a few times, bring some movement into the low spine. And then eventually coming through center, knees pull into the chest, hold behind your thighs, couple times rock on your spine. We'll meet in a seat. So coming all the way to a seat, walk the feet forward. We'll start with a forward fold. Slight bend in the knees or deep bend if your hamstrings are feeling tight. Mine are. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Think about growing taller out of the waist, reaching the crown of the head up. Shoulders are heavy. And then with that long spine, can you fold over your legs, drop the belly first, then the chest, and then the hands meet. Maybe they come to the feet, maybe they come to the shins or the calves. Let's find a halfway lift. Think about reaching the crown of the head forward, chest forward, and then tilt your tailbone up slightly. Think cow pose. And then from here, try to keep your belly on your thighs and straighten your legs. Again, let the shoulders be soft. So you're not necessarily drawing them down the back too much. You're not letting them scrunch up by the ears. They're kind of in a neutral position. Beautiful. On your next in-breath, come all the way up, reach the arms to the sky, and then circle the hands down behind you. Fingers face the edges of the mat. Next, inhale, press up, reverse plank, push into the feet. Option for reverse table if this is too much for your body. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, puff your heart up to the sky, and then drop your head back. Ground all four corners of the feet into the mat. Breathe in. Lower on your breath out, tucking the chin in. From here, inhale, let's lift up to a boat. Reach the fingers forward. Breathe in, lift through the chest, through the shoulders. Breathe out, cross the legs, plant the hands, tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, spread the fingers. Next, inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. And exhale, tuck round. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to add a circle. So we're going to dip the hips to the right, spine neutral. Drop the belly. Find sort of like that cow shape. Hips to the left. And then as you come back, arch the spine for your cat shape. So starting to warm up the wrists. Maybe you walk the hands forward here. Rolling out through the spine. And then switch the direction of those circles. Beautiful. The next time you land with the hips down, find sort of like an upward facing dog shape, but the thighs on the floor. Soft bend in the elbows. If you need to come down a little bit, you can. Push into the feet. And then from here, roll your shoulders onto your back body. Feel that lift the heart. Lifting the crown of the head to the sky. Big stretch for the belly. Breathe in. On your breath out, push the hips back. Child's pose. Inhale, reach the fingers even farther forward. Exhale here. Next, inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet a few times here. Bend into one knee and then the other. Shake the head side to side. And then come to a still place. Heels can meet the mat or knees can be bent. And then tuck your chin into your chest as much as you can. So lengthening the back of the neck or the cervical spine. Keep the neck as is. Walk your hands to the back of the mat so that you're in a forward fold. You're still lengthening the back of the neck. From here, bend into the knees and then interlace your fingers behind the back of the head. Pull the elbows in towards the head as you drop the chin even more into the chest. Feeling the stretch through the back body. Knees are bent any amount. Can you bring your belly to your thighs? Beautiful, and then gently release. Find a halfway lift in the spine, and then exhale to fold. Next, inhale, roll all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time, standing at the back of the mat. Sweep the arms up to the sky. On your breath out, take your left fingers onto your right wrist, bend into your left knee, slide your right leg behind you, and then side bend over to the left, stretching right side body. Inhale to move through center. Switch sides, right hand, left wrist, bend into the right knee, left foot goes behind you, side bend over to the right. Inhale to move through center, exhale, hands to the heart as you fold. Inhale to find a halfway lift, feet are hips width at least. Exhale, hands plant, walk it out, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, push into both hands, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, stack the hip. From here, a couple big circles in your right knee. And then switch the direction of those circles. Meeting right knee at the sky, big breath in. On your breath out, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Push into your left hand. Inhale, open your right arm to a twist. On your exhale, dip your hips, come onto the edges of your feet. Inhale to move through center. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath you, tap your left thigh with your right hand. Inhale, open to your twist. Exhale, dip the hips. Inhale, exhale, tap the thigh. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, make your way to your twist. On your exhale, right hand down, left knee down. From here, spin the left toes to face the right side of the mat. So you're making a little kickstand. Right hand can stay at the inside of the right foot, or you can take your right forearm to your thigh and then sweep left arm up by the ear. So we're in a mini side angle. Roll your left shoulder back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe you grab a block for underneath the right hand. Maybe it meets the floor. Continuing to open the heart. Reach the fingers towards the front of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, let's inhale. On your exhale, start to turn the chest down. Left hand is at the top of the mat, next to the right. And then from here, we're gonna walk everything over to the left side of the mat. Straighten out to your right leg, turn the toes to face the left side, and then bend into your right knee and straighten. Couple more times like that. Eventually landing with a straight leg. Use your core. Inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale for your gate pose. Right hand down the right leg, left arm by the ear. Breathe in, roll your left shoulder back. Breathe out. Inhale here. On your exhale, start to lean forward, planting the hands again at the left side of the mat, and then we're gonna turn towards the back of the mat. Left knee will be planted, right leg will be long. Tuck the toes under, and then a couple times shift forward and back on the right foot. From here, keep the toes tucked under. We're gonna lift to a three-legged dog. So push into the hands, sweep the left leg to the sky, three-legged. On your breath out, pull the knee into the chest. And then cross your left leg over, figure four, down dog. Bend into your right knee and push your hips back. Really press into the hands. Think about lengthening the side bodies. Take a breath in. On your breath out, drop your right knee and your left toes down to the mat. So you're still in that figure four shape. Walk your hands back, untuck your right toes, and then lean into this figure four shape. Maybe the belly meets the thighs, maybe not. From here, take a breath in. On your exhale, thread your right arm underneath you. Come onto your right shoulder, maybe. This is a deep stretch, so if it's feeling funky, then that's okay. That is normal. This is not a normal way for the body to be. But if you have any pain in either knee, I want you to come out and readjust. One more breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next inhale, reach your right arm back forward. On your exhale, sink your hips back a little bit more. Next inhale, we're gonna launch forward, pull the left knee into the chest, and then launch it back, cross your left leg behind your right, Gomukhasana. Come all the way to the back of the mat, or to the front of the mat. Feet are flexed. You can walk them out a little bit. Inhale to reach the arms up to the sky. On your exhale, bend at your left elbow, take your right hand to meet your elbow. Pull the elbow towards the middle of the body, reaching the fingertips down the shoulder blades. And then reach right arm down and around to meet the left. Push head into forearm, bicep of left arm. Such a good tricep stretch. Such a good stretch for the right shoulder, the trap. Breathing here. One more full breath in. On your breath out, maybe you fold over your legs a little bit, deepening the sensation in both the hips and the arms. Next inhale, lift all the way back up. Release the arms up to the sky. Plant the hands. Lifting the left leg, tuck the toes under, three-legged dog. Left leg will lift. Breathe in. Breathe out, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Right knee will land. Inhale, push the hips forward, sweep the hands to the sky, low lunge. On your breath out, half splits, push the hips back, straighten your left leg. Two more like that. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Last one, inhale forward, and exhale back. Holding this half splits, curl the toes towards the knee, and then reach the crown of the head forward, find a halfway lift, and then maybe fold a little bit deeper over the leg. Breathing into the left hamstring. Notice if you're dipping your hips over to the right, can you bring the weight evenly between left and right leg? One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale to crawl the hands forward, bend into the left knee, and then take the left hand to the inside of the left foot, push the hips forward. And then from here, we're gonna crawl all the way over towards the left once again, spinning your right toes to face the right side, and then all the way back to the front of the mat, resetting. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg back. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Next inhale, start to lift the heels. We'll just take a couple spinal rolls in between sides, rolling all the way forward. And then exhale, drop the hips, charge up the legs, floating dog. And then all the way back, downward facing dog. Two more like that. Inhale to roll it forward. Exhale to dip the hips, charge up the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, push it back. Last one, inhale, rolling forward. And making our way back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Next, inhale, left leg will lift to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot outside of your left hand. We missed the hip circles on that one. Lift the left leg back up, bend the knee, stack the hip, and then circle it out. Can't forget these, they feel very good. And then switch. All right, now we lift the left knee and then step it outside of the left hand. We'll start with the twist. Right knee will stay lifted, right hand is planted. Inhale to open your arm out to the left. On your exhale, dip your hips, come onto the edges of your feet and reach back. Inhale through center. Exhale, thread left hand underneath you, tap your right thigh. Inhale, twist. Exhale, hips dip. Inhale, twist. Exhale, thread through tap. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale to meet me in the twist. On your exhale, take your right knee and your left hand down at the same time. Spin your right toes over to the left this time. Left hand can stay at the inside of your left foot, or you can take your forearm up to your thigh. Sweep your right arm up into your mini side angle, and then slide your right arm by your ear. Roll your right shoulder back, spread your toes, deep bend into the left knee. Breathing here. Big side body stretch for the right side. So good for the inner left thigh and hip. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out, maybe go a little bit lower. Beautiful. And then circle, right hands down. Turn the left toes to face the right side of the mat. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Couple times, bend. And then straighten into your left leg. Breathing. Couple more. And then eventually landing with the leg straight. We're gonna lift all the way up, engage the core, sweep the arms up to the sky, and then find your gate pose. Left hand down, right arm by the ear. Big side body stretch, one of my favorites. Roll your right shoulder back, left leg is long, right knee is under right hip. Push into your left foot, it's your stability. Breathe in. Breathe out. Circle the hands back down. We're going to turn all the way towards the back of the mat now. So right toes spin towards the back of the mat. Left toes are tucked under a couple times, forward and back on the left leg. Beautiful. From here, keep the toes tucked under. We're lifting three-legged dog. Right leg will lift to the sky. Breath in. Breath out, pull your knee into your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, cross it over, down dog figure 4. Push the hips back. Flex the left toes a lot. Hover your left knee, or flex the right toes a lot rather. Hover left knee over the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out to drop down onto your left knee. You can walk your hands back, untuck your toes. Right foot is crossed over left, and then push the hips back. Getting a stretch in the right hip, right glutes. Again, this is a funky one. If you need to adjust, go ahead and do so. You could also just take a figure 4. You could keep the knee hovering. Anything that is calling to you to open up your hips. Beautiful. From here, let's take a breath in. Breath out, left arm goes under. Maybe coming down onto your left shoulder, maybe not. Gazing towards the left. Keep reaching your right fingers forward. Beautiful. Next inhale, left arm will reach forward. Exhale here. Inhale, pull the right knee into the chest. On your exhale, thread it behind, crossing. Right knee behind left. Shifting the hips back. Slowly coming up for your Gomukhasana. So left knee is on top of right this time. You can walk the feet out a little bit, flex the toes a lot. Reach the fingers up to the sky, and then this time bend into your right elbow. Draw your right hand in between your shoulder blades. Big stretch for the right tricep. And then option to stay here, or you thread left arm down and around to interlace your fingers. Push your head back into your elbow. Such a good stretch for the upper body and the lower body. You should feel it in the outside of the hips right now. Let's take a big breath in. On your breath out, maybe you lean forward, fold, and deepen the sensation. Beautiful. On your next in-breath, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up to the sky. On your breath out, plant the hands, releasing right knee down. We'll meet downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lift your right leg to the sky, three-legged, and then step it through in between your hands. Come down onto your left knee. Inhale to push the hips forward, sweep up, low lunge. On your breath out, push the hips back, half splits, curl the toes off of the mat, send the hips towards the front of the mat. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, pushing the hips back. One more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push the hips back and hold. Curl your toes towards the face. Let's find a halfway lift. And then a deep fold over the left or the right leg. Reach the crown of the head forward. You can untuck the left toes if that feels better on your knee. It does for me. Let the shoulders be soft here. Continuing to reach the crown of the head forward. Feel that lengthen the backside of the right leg. Beautiful. And then from here, we'll crawl forward. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. And then we're going to crawl over towards the left side now, but we're going to meet in a frog. So right knee will land. Left knee is already down. Flex the toes on both feet. If you need to make a more padded surface, you can fold the ends of the mat up for yourself. You could also grab blocks for underneath your forearms here. So pushing the hips back will deepen the stretch in the hips. You can hang out here, shifting forward and back. And then whenever you're ready, come down onto your forearms, same sensation, shifting forward and back. Making sure the ankles are in line with the knees and the feet are flexed out to the sides. So the inner edges of the feet are on the floor of the mat. Such a good stretch for the inner thighs, the hips. Few more breaths here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, inhale to lift the gaze. And then we're going to shift forward to lessen the stretch. Point the toes towards each other. We're meeting in a super wide knee, child's pose. Pushing the hips back, reaching the fingers forward. Maybe you need to slide the knees closer together. Please do so if this is pulling on the knee joints. One more breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next inhale, walk back up onto your hands. On your exhale, lean forward. Pull the knees in, hips width. Toes can tuck under behind you. Next inhale, sweep up to stand on the knees, reach the arms to the sky, and then circle them all the way down and around to your low back for camel. Toes can be tucked, or knees or feet can be down. Knees are planted. Elbows pull to the middle of the body. Start to lift the heart. Belly button to spine. And then lean back as much as feels good in your body. Pushing the hips forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Tucking the tailbone slightly, squeezing the glutes. And then on your next in-breath, come all the way up, spine to neutral, slow and controlled. On your out-breath, plant your hands, puppy pose, dropping the chest down. Maybe you lean forward, deepen the stretch along the chest, the side bodies. Blocks are a great help here underneath the forearms if you need them. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms back up, come to stand on the knees. On your exhale, take your right hand down to the back of your right thigh. Spin your chest over to the right slightly, and then lean back. We'll find a little flow. Inhale, right arm will lift. Switch sides, left hand goes down. Lean back, push the hips forward. So kind of like half camel, half side body stretch. One more. Beautiful. Inhale forward. Exhale, slow and controlled. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, and the hips high, downward facing dog. Be gentle here. We were just in a back bend or extension of the spine. Now we're in flexion. So core is engaged, low back is long. Push into the hands, bend into the knees if you need to. From here, let's shake the head out a couple of times. And then walk the hands to the back of the mat. Feet stay hips width. We're going to find gorilla. So lift your right foot so that your palm can slide all the way underneath it. Plant the foot on the palm. Same thing, lift the left foot, plant the palm underneath it. If this is too much, you can take Padangustasana, fingers around the big toes. Let's find a halfway lift. Think about lengthening the spine. And on your breath out, bend the elbows and fold. Let the shoulders be soft. So gently drawing away from the ears. Think about taking the tailbone to the sky. This is a very deep back body stretch. So if your low back feels any pain at all, I want you to readjust. Listen to your body. And then gently release, lift the feet to drop the hands down. And then from here, interlace your fingers, stay in your forward fold. You can bend more into the knees, and then roll out the wrists a few times. And then switch the direction. Then from here, release the clasp just to take the hands behind the back to re-interlace the fingers. Puff up through the heart. Take a breath in, breath out. Fingers reach towards the top of the mat as you fold. Try to walk the hands together a little bit more, drawing the heels of the hands towards each other, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you, and then reaching the arms forward. One of my all-time favorite stretches. And then release the fingers all the way down to the mat. Next inhale, find a halfway lift. Come onto your fingertips and then heel toe your feet in so that your big toes are touching. Let's push into the right foot, lift the left leg up to a standing splits, and then bend the knee and take a couple of circles, just like those down dog hip circles. And then switch the direction. And then we'll step the left foot all the way over to the right. Bend deeply into the right knee. Take the left hand down underneath the shoulder. Inhale to open the right arm out. So such a good stretch for the IT band, the glute. Right knee is bent. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, we're going to lean all the way down, coming onto the hips. So your right foot is crossed over your left. We're going to find a twist over to the right. Right hand will reach down. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale to twist over towards the right. Left leg is long. We're all over the mat today. So you're at the back, facing one long edge. Keep pushing into your left elbow. Roll your right shoulder back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to come through center. Keep the left leg long. Take the hands, interlace with the right shin, and then pull the knee into the chest. Reach the left fingers forward, and then take the outside of the right foot to the inner left elbow. Cradling your right leg, opening the hip joint. If this is too much for you, you can also take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Think about sitting up really tall here. Left leg can still be long, or you can pull the left heel in towards your right glute if that's more stable for you. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then come to stillness. Keep the right arm as is. Release the left hand down by your side. And then start to lean forward as you take your right foot down next to your left thigh. From here, reach your right arm forward. And then find a fold over your left leg. So hands come to the left foot. We're still opening the right hip. Option to stay here, or you can reach the right arm behind you to bind left hand at the back of the right hip. Breathe in. Breathe out to fold. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lift spine back up to neutral. Take the hands on either side of the right foot, and then just straighten the right leg out long. So pulling the right thigh in towards the chest. Drop the shoulders down the back body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let's inhale here. On your exhale, plant the right foot where we started, facing towards the top of the mat. Plant the hands. Inhale to lift. And we make our way back to our forward fold. Let's find a halfway lift in between sides. And exhale to fold. Halfway lift, come onto your fingertips, heel toe the feet together so your big toes are touching. Inhale, right leg to the sky this time for your standing splits. And then bend at the knee, couple big hip circles. And then switch. And then you know where we're going. Eventually we're gonna land the right foot down towards the left side. Come all the way onto the palms. And then from here, we'll keep the right hand underneath the shoulder, lift the left arm open. Wow, that is such a deep stretch in the outside of the left thigh. Right hand is underneath the shoulder, right leg is long, you're on the edge of the foot, left knee is bent. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, inhale. On your exhale, reaching the left hand back down to transition, we'll come all the way onto the hips. Left foot is on the outside of the right thigh this time. I'm gonna turn to face you just so that my back isn't to you the whole time. All right, we're starting with the twist. Left foot is planted, left hand goes down by your left hip, lift your right arm, twist over to the left. So pushing right arm into the left thigh to twist you. Think about lifting through the crown of the head and twisting deeper. Right foot is flexed, leg is active. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale to make your way back through center. Grab your left foot with your right hand. Reach left arm forward. Pull the left knee into the chest. You can take your right hand and work it down towards your left, taking your left foot to your right inner elbow. A couple times, rocking side to side. You've probably heard me say this before, but one of my very first teachers would always have me do this at the beginning of practice, and my hips used to be so open from doing this every day. Keep lifting, crown of the head up to the sky. Beautiful, and then come to stillness. We're going to take the left hand to plant the left foot down, reaching both arms forward, finding your fold with the leg bent. And then again, option to stay here in this fold, or you reach your left hand behind you on the outside of your thigh, right arm goes behind your back to interlace for the bind. Just an option. You can modify, of course. Again, think about reaching the crown of the head forward. Beautiful, and then from here, start to lift the spine up. Take the hands onto the left foot and then stretch the left leg up. Right leg is long. Lifting through the crown of the head, once again, long spine, and then gently pulling the knee in towards the belly. Beautiful, and then from here, we're gonna come out the same way we came in. I'm gonna sweep back around, just so we're doing the same thing. We'll take the left foot back down to face towards the top of the mat, plant the hands, lift the hips, and then right foot onto the mat. Now heel toe your feet a little bit wider, heels and toes out. Let's find a Malasana. Hands to heart, sit low. Can't have a flexibility class without this one. This one's so good for digestion. So if you're ever feeling like you need a little bit more digestive fire, it's good to sit in this shape for a little bit. So good for those who are expecting a baby. Hands at your heart center, and then I like to rock a little bit here. You can stay still, you can rock with me. Again, finding a shape that works for you and your body in this moment. Beautiful. And then gently come through center, plant the hands, send the hips up, forward folds. From here, let's find a halfway lift and then sort of hang again. So legs are a little bit wider than they have been in a forward fold. Beautiful. On your next inhale, halfway lift, and then start to walk forward. So we're in a wide leg plank, and then shift back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, step or hop to a seat, coming into or onto our back. Grab a block on the way. Come all the way down. We're gonna start to really slow it down, cool it down. Lift the hips up. We're finding a supported bridge. So block underneath sacrum. I like the second setting, the medium setting for this block. Hands can be at your hips. They can be down by your sides. You could interlace your fingers wherever feels good for you and your body. And then from here, push into your feet until you find the space that feels really good on both your spine and your hips. And then start to put more weight onto the pelvis. So feet are light. Feel that pressure on the sacrum, on the pelvis. Give it a little bit of a release. Feels really good. Take one more cycle of breath here. And then option to stay on this height, or you can drop it down if that feels more comfortable. Let's pull the right knee into the chest and then the left knee. From here, take the knees wide, soles of the feet to the sky, happy baby. This is a funky shape, so maybe you don't go as deep. Maybe you don't grab the edges of the feet, that's okay. You can rock a little bit here. And then gently release the fingers, take them down by the sides, and then stretch the legs up to the sky for waterfall. If you need to readjust, readjust. If you need to move the block into a different shape, go ahead and do so. Arms can land by the sides. And then again, a couple times, point, flex the feet. So good for the nervous system. Anytime our feet, our hips are above our heart is like a little reset for the body. Option to stay here. If you want shoulder stand, you can head there. Lifting the hips off of the block, placing the block to the side if you can while you're up. Hands go to your lumbar spine, and then you lift. Hips above shoulders. Walk the hands up the back body as you go, and then keep the legs super active here. Think about stacking. So hips over shoulders, knees over hips, ankles over knees. And then eventually lowering the knees to the forehead for plow. Starting here, noticing how the back feels. If it feels okay, straighten the legs long. This is one that I haven't fully gotten back since my injury. So wherever you are, breathe in that space. Knowing that modifying is not giving up. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that you are fully listening to your body. And then we'll eventually release. Arms can go down, lower, slow and controlled to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. You can rock a little bit side to side. And then from here, slide the feet together, knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Draw your hands to the tops of your thighs, so right underneath where your hip bone, it meets the thigh bone. Push the hips forward. Feel that length in the lumbar spine. You can shimmy side to side a few times. Scrunching the shoulders up by the ears. This is also one of my favorite stretches. And then gently release. We are meeting in Shavasana. Letting the head be heavy. You could grab a block, place it underneath your left thigh, and then your right thigh, if you have two of them, just an option. Hands can rest anywhere that feels supportive. Close the eyes down. Soften the shoulders. Begin to let go of your Ujjayi breath. Feeling the weight of the body sinking into the mat. Allowing the breath to be easy, flowing, releasing control. And allowing yourself to fully reset here. It's so important to hang out in stillness, especially at the end of our practice, at the end of a workout, something high intensity, because it allows the body to calm the nervous system, to better integrate all of the work that we put in today, and to help muscles recover a little bit easier. And of course, so good for the mind. To close off the senses for the most part. And to simply experience being here right now, in this moment, breath by breath. Each time your mind wanders, bring it back. Maybe that means you take a deep breath to pull yourself back into your body. Knowing that it is a constant practice. The mind will always try to distract us from the current moment. But you've always got your breath there as your tool to pull you back. And this goes for not only on the mat during practice, but also off the mat during daily life. So anytime you get charged up emotionally, if you tend to react rather than respond, try taking a deep breath next time. something comes up, whether it's anger, sadness, guilt, any of those intense emotions that tend to be overwhelming. You have your breath to come back to remind you of the present moment. To remind you that you have you to count on. Take one more breath together. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Keep it going like that. Inhale on your own. And let it go. Couple more until you've started to wake up the body. And then eventually starting to move hands, feet, maybe stretching legs long, full body stretch. And then roll onto one side, press yourself up into a seat, keeping the eyes closed or close them back down once you arrive in your seat. Sit up nice and tall, let your shoulders relax down your back. Take your hands to your heart center, press your palms together. A couple more moments to simply be here, in your breath, in your body. Noticing how you feel in this moment. And remember that you created this feeling. And that it is always there for you, just like your breath. Your practice is waiting for you whenever you want to come back to it. And as always, can you find that feeling of gratitude for anything in this moment that is coming up for you? Maybe committing to take that feeling of gratitude with you into the rest of your day and see how it shifts your perspective, your mindset. Let's clear a final breath together. Take your deepest breath in, fill all the way up, expanding. Hold for a moment at the top, sip in a little bit more, and a little bit more. And together, let it go. You can make a sound, sigh it out. Draw your hands to your forehead. Together, we say namaste. Awesome work today. I hope you loved that class. That felt so good for me personally. Please let me know in the comments if you did enjoy it. Give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video. And if you want more classes like this and so many other types of classes, sculpt, Pilates, bar, all of the things, join us over at Afterglow Studio. I have over 100 on-demand videos waiting for you to do. You can get a 7-day free trial if you're a new member on any of my memberships, and I would love to have you there. All right, thanks so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.